Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick. Today is a very special, rare Friday episode of The Vinyl Den. I was hoping to have this album in time to do a Thursday video about it this week, but got a little delayed in shipping. But today I'm going to be talking about the new UHQR release. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you click on that link down below. Go check out the Vinyl Den Facebook group. I know I say it every episode, but just a cool place to continue the music conversation. There's also a couple other links down there. There's one for the Vinyl Den merch page where we got t-shirts and sweatshirts. There's a link for the Vinyl Den Spotify and Apple Music playlists where every week we're just compiling music we're talking about here on the show, putting it together on a playlist for everyone to enjoy. And there's also a link for the Vinyl Den Patreon page. If you want to support the show, it's always greatly appreciated. You can support the show for as little as $1 a month. And, of course, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we release new episodes. If you're not really all that familiar with what UHQR releases are, UHQR was a label, I believe it was a MoFi label back in the late 70s, early 80s. And then several years back, Acoustic Sounds or Analogue Productions bought the series, bought the line, and kind of reintroduced it. They've done a couple of releases. I know the first one they did was Jimi Hendrix Experience Bold as Love. They did a stereo and mono release of that. The second release was Jethro Tull's Aqualung, which I have a copy of. I didn't buy a copy of the first release, and I kind of regret it now because it goes for, $500-$600 on Discogs. But the second release was Jethro Tull, Aqualung, and then the third release was Kinda Blue by Miles Davis. So I've got the Miles Davis Kinda Blue, and I've got the Jethro Tull Aqualung. The new one, this is Jimi Hendrix debut album, Are You Experienced, which just pre-orders just went up for this probably a couple of weeks back, and they're already getting shipped out. So it's pretty cool. I'm glad to have my copy of it. I'm going to open it up on the channel today, kind of talk a little bit about what UHQR is and why it's such a great sounding album. So every UHQR release is mastered or remastered from their original analog tapes by Bernie Grundman, who's one of the best in the world at remastering. And these were all pressed at QPR. I believe QPR is in Kansas, I believe. It's somewhere in the middle of the U.S. I think it's Missouri or Kansas, one of those states. But QPR is widely regarded as one of the best pressing plants in the world. They do great work. And this is all pressed on Clarity Vinyl. So Clarity Vinyl is another kind of name brand that Analogue Productions bought. And it's just raw virgin vinyl. There's no color additives or anything to it. So I'll show you when I pull it out, but it's got like a opaque kind of white look to it, which is what, untouched vinyl albums look like. So whenever you see black or red or splat or whatever, it's just all an additive to the album itself. So this is just pristine virgin vinyl these are pressed on. And like I did with my Kinda Blue video, if you haven't, I'll put a link above if you want to go check that one out. But with my Kinda Blue video, I did like a pause in the middle, and I went and listened to an older pressing of it and kind of compared it and kind of came back and gave you my notes. I'm going to do the same with this release. I don't have an original pressing of this. This is the only thing I've got to compare it to. This is a 1970 US pressing. So I'm going to compare, this the new UHQR to this older pressing and kind of give you my thoughts on what the difference is. So the album Are You Experienced was originally released May 12th, 1967 in the UK. And actually, it was originally released on Track Records, which I don't even think I really realized that. The only thing I've ever seen is the Reprise label, which Reprise reissued it in August of that same year in the US. So it was recorded from October 66 to April of 67. It was over like 16 or 17 recording sessions. And I didn't realize this either. I thought it went to number one, but it did not. It spent 33 weeks on the charts in the UK and peaked at number 2, and it peaked at number 5 in the US. So it's widely regarded as one of the greatest, debut albums in rock history. It's one of my favorites, and it's an album that I've loved ever since I was probably maybe 13 or 14 the first time I listened to this album. My dad had it on vinyl when I was a kid. So it's an album I kind of grew up with, and I've always loved, and I didn't realize this either, that there were actually 2 different versions of this album when it was released. So the original UK version had the tracks Red House, Can You See Me, and Remember on it. And when it was reissued in the U.S., they replaced those 3 tracks with Purple Haze, Hey Joe, and The Wind Cries Mary. So 3 huge tracks that everyone knows from Jimi Hendrix's career that wasn't originally on that original release in the U.K. So, it's like I said, it's a great album. It's one I've loved for a long time. I'm going to bust this thing open and check it out. I will say that Acoustic Sounds does an incredible job with their packaging. I can't really show you the inside of the box, but I'll take some pictures and put them on the screen here. But it's like a suitcase, briefcase kind of packaging. I will say that Acoustic Sounds, this thing could probably get run over by a tank, and it'll still be fine. And we're going to kind of put that to a test because there's one of the corners on here. I don't remember which one it was. Oh, this corner here. It's a little banged up and smashed in. So I'm not really worried about it because, like I said, everything I've gotten from Acoustic Sounds over the years has been absolutely pristine when I open it up. So pop this thing open. I just added bubble wrap in there. And here's like I said, just packaged nicely inside there. They did 20, I think it was 20,000 of these that they released. I will say that the first couple of UHQR pressings, I think they only did like 5,000 or 6,000 copies of. The Kind of Blue, I know they did 25,000. And then there was 20,000 of the Are You Experienced. I've got, show the number on here somewhere. I'll have to look for the number once I open it up, because normally they put it on like a sticker on the outside of it, but it wasn't on this one, so I'm going to pop this thing open and see what it looks like inside. Oh, and I will say real quick before I pop this thing open that even though the corner of the box was a little pushed in, this thing looks like it's in pristine condition, which I kind of expected, but let me pull the shrink wrap off this. I will say that I tried... On the other 2 UHQRs I have, I've tried to pull the label off, and I was never able to actually get it off the shrink wrap. But I'll show you. It's just kind of going over what UHQR is, and you can pause the video if you want to look. I'm not going to hold it there too long, but just kind of what it is. It's original master tapes on heavyweight vinyl, limited edition. Which limited edition when there's 20,000. It's probably not really all that limited, but I will say that Vinyl Storage Solutions in Canada, which is where I get most of my sleeves from, just announced within the last couple of days that they are going to have sleeves that'll fit the UHQR and the MoFi 1 steps. So, if you are looking for outer sleeves for those, make sure you check out Vinyl Storage Solutions. They have great products, and they're going to have something here pretty soon for it. But just like the other UHQRs, this thing slides out, and the packaging is all heavy duty, heavyweight on this thing. That's what the cover looks like. Just kind of like a slide out box. And there's a bunch of other stuff in here. There's going to be Acoustic Sounds Summer Fall 2021, even though we're in 2022. Which kind of goes over some of the stuff. I will say that I didn't realize until I saw the pictures on Discogs is that they are planning on doing a Jethro Tull stand-up release. So that's pretty cool. And obviously that's not going to be UHQR. That's just going to be Analogue Productions, which Analogue Productions are some of the best sounding albums out there. So stand-up's probably my favorite, or one of my favorite Jethro Tull albums, so definitely excited to see that, and I can't wait to grab that one when it does go on sale. Just because it goes over the UHQR process, and that's limited. It's got certificates inside there. It's a technical specifications manual also, so it's really kind of cool to go over and look at all this stuff when you do get a UHQR release. There's a bunch of really great information in there. And then there's a booklet that comes along with it, which I'm not sure if they did this with the Kind of Blue release. I'm not even sure if they did one with the Aqualung either, but kind of cool. Goes over the Jimi Hendrix Experience, some pictures, and some other information in there. So I'll definitely go over that. I love some of the extra bonuses that they toss in sometimes. And then, of course, the album itself, which it should be numbered on here. It is. I got a pretty low number if there's 20,000 of them. I got 1,477. You can see it on the back there. I love like I said, it's really heavy duty gatefold. You can see it's a pretty thick sleeve. You can hear the crunch of it when you open it up. But inside jacket, inside of the gatefold. I will say that, I don't know, I'll have to look. I don't think my older pressing is just a standard sleeve. It's not a gatefold or anything, I don't think. Well, it's kind of a gatefold because it's separating, but it's just a standard sleeve. So that's kind of cool. On the gatefold there is the back of it. Of course, the front cover. And then what really makes all the difference, that's nice. They put on a nice anti-static sleeve. For the price you pay for them, you'd expect them to. And then this is the Clarity vinyl. So that's uncolored, untouched, virgin vinyl. So really kind of cool. I'm going to take this thing and pause the video here and go spin my 70s pressing and then spin this one and see what the big difference is. All right, so I checked out both releases, and actually I went back and looked it up. It's actually a 79 reissue is what this one is. But anyway, I cleaned it up. It sounds absolutely fantastic. It's a great sounding pressing. I got, but I listened to the first, 3 or 4 tracks on this one, and then I put on the UHQR. I will say that the UHQR is the U.S. track listing, so it's got all the, it's got, Purple Haze and all that on there. This thing jumps off the speakers at me, though. I after comparing the two, I was really kind of mixed with the Kind of Blue release, just because it was a lot of money. There was a Mo-Fi version that was half the cost that sounded pretty similar to me. But this is a huge improvement over my 79 pressing. This thing, obviously the clarity on it is, hard to beat. I mean, it's dead silent. And this thing, just the lifelike sound that this has, it sounds like, the Jimi Hendrix Experience is standing in my office playing. It sounds absolutely incredible. And I think, hands down, this is going to be the best sounding pressing that's going to exist of this album. Is it worth the $125 that's listed for on Acoustic Sounds website? I guess that's up for debate, if an album is really worth that kind of price. But if you're looking for a great sounding version of this thing sounds absolutely incredible. I listened to my 79 pressing first, the first half of it, and the first 3 or 4 tracks on it. And then I meant to only sit down and listen to the same amount of tracks on this and end up listening to the whole thing because it just sounds absolutely incredible. I will say that, the vocals really kind of jump off of this album also. It just, I guess the separation between Jimmy's voice and the vocals, I think that's really kind of what gives it more of that like lifelike kind of sound. Even though, like I said, my 79 pressing does sound really good, this is definitely the one to have, I think. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this Jimi Hendrix release. Are you interested at all in these UHQR pressings? Because there's now been, 4 different albums and 5 releases. So, I've been enjoying them so far. I haven't had really any big issues with any of the releases. I know a couple people out there that had, warped versions of the Kind of Blue and had to destroy them and send them back. But outside of that, I mean, these things sound absolutely incredible. I love these UHQR pressings. I'm really interested to see what they do next. Hopefully, and I didn't wear this intentionally, but hopefully we see a Dark Side of the Moon UHQR released next year for the anniversary. That'd be really cool to see. But like I said, drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. And that's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.